Your body is constantly sending you signals, subtle warnings that could save your life, especially when it comes to heart failure. Today we'll break down the 10 most commonly missed signs of heart failure, real-world symptoms people ignore until it's almost too late. My goal is to arm you with knowledge to be your own best health advocate. Let's dive in and learn how to decode what your body is trying to tell you. Let's start with the big one, chest pain. When most people think of a heart attack, the first image that comes to mind is someone clutching their chest in agony, maybe even collapsing to the ground. This classic sign is so deeply ingrained in our minds that it's become almost iconic. But what does chest pain really mean, and why is it so important to pay attention to it? It's not always the dramatic, crushing pain you see in movies. In fact, Hollywood often exaggerates the symptoms for dramatic effect, making it seem like heart attacks are always sudden and unmistakable, but in reality, chest pain can be much more subtle, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Many people expect a heart attack to feel like an elephant sitting on their chest, but sometimes it's just a nagging discomfort that's easy to brush off. Sometimes it's a mild pressure, tightness, or discomfort that comes and goes. You might feel a squeezing sensation, a fullness, or even a burning feeling that you could easily mistake for heartburn. The pain might not even be in the center of your chest. It could radiate to your shoulders, arms, neck, jaw, or back. It might last for a few minutes, or it could come and go over several hours. The key is that it feels different from your usual aches and pains. Many, like Jackie, mistake it for indigestion or a pulled muscle. It's easy to think, maybe I just ate something that didn't agree with me, or I must have strained myself lifting groceries. But here's the thing. Heart-related chest pain can mimic all sorts of minor issues. That's why so many people delay seeking help, hoping the discomfort will just go away on its own. Unfortunately, waiting can be a costly mistake. The key, if it's new, persistent, or paired with other symptoms, don't ignore it. If you notice chest pain that you've never felt before, or if it lingers longer than a few minutes, it's time to take it seriously, especially if it's accompanied by other warning signs like shortness of breath, nausea, cold sweats, or lightheadedness. These combinations can signal that your heart isn't getting enough oxygen, and every minute counts. Chest pain is your heart's way of signaling trouble. Think of it as a direct alarm. Your body is trying to tell you that something isn't right, and ignoring that signal can have serious consequences. The heart is a powerful muscle, but it's also incredibly sensitive to changes in blood flow. When an artery is blocked, even partially, your heart sends out distress signals in the form of pain or discomfort. This is your cue to act, not to wait. Any unexplained chest discomfort deserves immediate attention from a medical professional. Don't try to tough it out or wait to see if it gets better. Doctors would much rather see you for a false alarm than have you risk your life by waiting too long. Quick action can make all the difference. Sometimes it's the difference between a full recovery and lasting damage. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you or someone you know experiences chest pain, no matter how mild or unusual, don't hesitate. Call for help, get checked out, and give your heart the attention it deserves. Remember, recognizing the classic sign and acting quickly can save a life, maybe even your own. Stomach pain that feels like indigestion is one of the most deceptive signs. The nerves from your heart and stomach are closely linked, so heart distress can feel like heartburn. If your indigestion is new, more intense, or comes with exertion or stress, don't just reach for antacids. Pay attention to context and accompanying symptoms like shortness of breath or sweating. Don't dismiss a stomach ache that feels different, especially if it's paired with other warning signs. A quick checkup could make all the difference. When you feel pain in your arm, jaw, or back, it's easy to assume you've pulled a muscle, slept in a strange position, or maybe just overdone it at the gym. But sometimes, these aches and pains are much more than just the result of physical strain. They can actually be a warning sign from your heart, a signal that something serious is happening inside your body. Many people are surprised to learn that heart trouble doesn't always announce itself with dramatic chest pain. Instead, it can show up as discomfort in places you might not expect, like your left arm, your jaw, or even your upper back. This phenomenon is called referred pain. It happens because your heart shares nerve pathways with other parts of your body. When your heart is in distress, the brain can get confused about where the pain is actually coming from. Instead of feeling pain directly in your chest, you might feel it radiate down your arm, up into your jaw, or across your back. This is because the nerves that carry pain signals from your heart also serve these other areas. So, when your heart sends out a distress signal, your brain sometimes interprets it as pain in a completely different place. It's a common misconception that heart-related pain only affects the left arm. In reality, the pain can show up in the right arm, both arms, the jaw, or even between the shoulder blades. Sometimes, the pain is dull and persistent. Other times, it's sharp and comes on suddenly. It might even move from one area to another, making it even harder to recognize as a heart problem. This is why it's so important to pay attention to any unusual pain, especially if it doesn't seem to have a clear cause. If you notice pain that appears out of nowhere, is severe, or seems to move from one part of your body to another, especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms like shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, or dizziness, it's time to think about your heart, not just your muscles. These warning signs can be subtle or dramatic, but either way, they should never be ignored. The pain might start in your arm and then shift to your jaw, or you might feel it in your back before it moves to your chest. This traveling pain is your body's way of telling you that something isn't right. Don't brush off pain that comes out of nowhere or seems to travel from one place to another. It's easy to make excuses. Maybe you slept funny, maybe you lifted something heavy. But if the pain is sudden, severe, or just doesn't feel right, it's better to be safe than sorry. Pain that moves or radiates is a classic warning sign that your heart could be in trouble. Ignoring these signals can be dangerous, so always take them seriously. Context is everything. Ask yourself, did you recently injure yourself, or did this pain just start out of the blue? If you can't link the pain to a specific activity or injury, that's a red flag. Heart-related pain often comes on without warning and doesn't have an obvious cause. If you're sitting at your desk or relaxing at home and suddenly feel pain in your arm, jaw, or back, don't just assume it's nothing. Your body is trying to get your attention for a reason. When in doubt, get checked out. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to your heart. If you experience pain that's sudden, severe, or travels to different parts of your body, don't wait. Seek medical attention right away. Quick action can save your life or the life of someone you love. Remember, your body is sending you a message. Listen to it and don't ignore the traveling pain signal. Sudden, cold, clammy sweat for no reason is a major red flag. This isn't post-workout sweat, it's your body's alarm system in overdrive. If you break out in a cold sweat while at rest, especially with chest discomfort or nausea, take it seriously. Your body is diverting resources to protect your heart and brain. Don't just wipe your brow and move on. This is a sign your cardiovascular system is under stress. Seek help immediately if this happens. Imagine this. You're going about your day, maybe at work, at home, or even out with friends, when suddenly you feel a tightness in your throat. It's as if something is squeezing or constricting your airway, making it hard to swallow or even breathe. Your first thought might be that you're anxious, or perhaps you ate something that didn't go down right. But what if this sensation is actually your body's way of warning you about something much more serious, like a heart problem? While it's common to associate a choking feeling or throat tightness with anxiety, allergies, or acid reflux, it's important to know that these symptoms can sometimes be a sign of heart trouble. In fact, the body can send out subtle signals when the heart isn't working as it should, and a sudden choking sensation is one of them. This feeling can be what doctors call referred pain, where discomfort from one part of the body is felt in another. In the case of heart issues, nerves from the heart and throat are closely connected, so pain or pressure in the heart can sometimes be felt as tightness or choking in the throat. Another possible cause is fluid backing up in your lungs, a condition known as pulmonary edema, which can happen when the heart isn't pumping efficiently. This fluid buildup can make it hard to breathe and create a sensation of tightness or choking in the throat and chest. It's a warning sign that shouldn't be ignored, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of cardiac problems. If you ever find yourself loosening your collar, gasping for air, or feeling like you just can't get enough breath, pay close attention to what your body is telling you. These symptoms can come on suddenly and may be accompanied by other warning signs, such as chest discomfort, pain radiating to your jaw or arm, sweating, nausea, or a feeling of impending doom. It's especially important to take these symptoms seriously if they're new, severe, or different from anything you've felt before. Sometimes, people try to brush off these sensations, thinking they're just nervous or tired, but ignoring them can be dangerous. Your body is trying to alert you that something isn't right, and it's always better to be cautious when it comes to your heart. It's easy to confuse a choking sensation caused by heart problems with a panic attack, since both can make you feel short of breath, anxious, and even dizzy. However, context is key. Panic attacks often come with a sense of fear or anxiety, and may be triggered by stress, but heart-related symptoms can occur without any obvious emotional trigger. If you notice that your symptoms come on with physical activity, or if you have other risk factors for heart disease, it's especially important to consider a cardiac cause. Don't assume it's just anxiety if the sensation is new, intense, or doesn't go away with relaxation techniques. If you ever experience a choking sensation that is sudden, severe, or comes with other symptoms like chest pressure, pain, dizziness, or fainting, don't hesitate. Call for help immediately. Time is critical when it comes to heart problems, and getting medical attention quickly can make all the difference. Even if you're not sure whether it's your heart, it's always better to be safe and let a healthcare professional evaluate your symptoms. Remember, Heart attacks and other cardiac events can present in many different ways, and not everyone experiences the classic crushing chest pain. Don't wait to see if the sensation goes away on its own. Every minute counts, and early intervention can save your life or prevent serious complications. Listen to your body, trust your instincts, and seek help if something feels wrong. Your health is too important to ignore these warning signs. Nausea is easy to dismiss, but it can be a sign your heart is in distress. When your heart struggles, blood flow to your gut drops, causing nausea or even vomiting. If you feel suddenly sick to your stomach without a clear reason, check for other symptoms like fatigue, sweating, or chest discomfort. Don't just treat it as a stomach issue, look at the bigger picture. Persistent, unexplained nausea deserves attention. Swollen ankles, feet, or legs, especially if it's persistent, can signal heart failure. This swelling, or edema, happens when your heart can't pump blood effectively, causing fluid to pool. Look for pitting, press your thumb into the swollen area. If it leaves a dent, that's a warning sign. Swelling that worsens over time, or is paired with shortness of breath or sudden weight gain, is serious. Don't just blame it on standing too long or the weather. If you notice this, talk to your doctor. Cramping or pain in your calves when walking, relieved by rest, is called claudication, a sign of poor circulation. This often means your arteries are narrowing, not just in your legs but likely in your heart too. Don't chalk it up to aging or being out of shape. If you can only walk a short distance before pain starts, it's time to get checked. Addressing this leg pain could prevent a heart attack or stroke. Your legs might be warning you about your heart. Extreme, persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest can be a sign your heart isn't pumping enough blood. This isn't normal tiredness, it's a deep exhaustion that makes daily tasks feel impossible. If you're suddenly more tired than usual, needing naps, or winded by simple activities, pay attention. Don't just blame stress or age. When fatigue is new and severe, especially with other symptoms, it's a red flag. Listen to your body and seek help if needed. Palpitations, fluttering, racing, or irregular heartbeats can be harmless, but frequent or sustained episodes are a warning. Heart failure can disrupt your heart's rhythm, leading to arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation. If you notice your heart pounding, skipping beats, or racing, especially with dizziness or chest pain, don't ignore it. Track how often it happens and what else you feel. Not all palpitations are dangerous, but they're worth checking out. Your heart is trying to tell you something. Listen. Your body's warning signs are often subtle, but learning to recognize them can save your life. Don't dismiss new or unusual symptoms. Pause and ask, could this be something more? Share your experiences in the comments. Your story could help someone else. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more life-saving health info. Stay safe and be well.